Do you judge your fitness or weight loss journey on the bathroom scales? And is your lack of results getting you down and making you feel bad and making you want to give up? The scales aren't always right, and they provide you with a single, lone, solitary unit of measure. If you benchmark your entire progress on this single number, then your momentum, adherence, motivation, and further progress all hinges on it. So what actually influences that scale weight, that weight that you see? And can we think of other ways to measure progress, something that's going to give you more motivation? Water retention is one of the biggest reasons you might have a slightly higher weight that isn't permanent. So if you've had an overindulgent weekend, but you've not hydrated properly, consumed a little bit more sodium than normal, we may stand on those scales, be a little bit heavier on a Monday because of the weekend you've had, but it's not permanent weight. If your training program involves a lot of weight training, a lot of resistance training, then you're going to be building strength and muscle is a more dense tissue than fat. So pound for pound, it is heavier. When you do weigh yourself, is it always at the same time, first thing in the morning after you've been to the toilet and fully nude? Because if it's not, then you're going to have inconsistencies there too. So when you bear in mind that there's lots of things that can affect the scale weight that isn't just your body fat, then maybe there's a better way. I would say there's 5 ways, but one of them isn't so great, so maybe 4, but I'll tell you all 5. The first one is progress photos. Take a photo in lighting that you can achieve at any time of day, any time of year. So don't rely on daylight, close the curtains, stand in front of your bedroom mirror, take progress photos. Second is how you're feeling. So a improvement in fatigue would suggest that your nutrition and training is working. Your fitness and strength levels, which is number 3. So are those 5k times becoming easier? Are you less out of breath when you complete them? Are you able to squeeze a few more reps out of the same weight on a strength exercise that maybe a month ago you were struggling with? Number 4, how do your clothes fit? Are those jeans getting looser around the waist, etc., etc. That's a big one. That's better than looking on the scales. Number 5, which is a big one, but in my mind not a great one, is body measurements. So a tape measure around the arm, around the thigh, etc. Obviously it's good because you've got actual numbers of how big you are, but if you're not exactly correct and get the same place every time, you can get a false reading. So for example, if I put a tape measure around my thigh, I'd get a reading, and then if I did it 30 seconds later and got the tape measure half a centimetre up my thigh or down my thigh from where it was last time, it's going to be bigger or smaller depending on where I put it. So unless you can literally get the tape measure in exactly the same place every time, you're not going to get the same reading. But again, if you're confident with that and you can use that method, then that's a 5th way. So if your scale weight is not changing, it may even be going up, and then you've been following these programs and your scale weight's the same or going up, and you think, oh no, I've not lost any weight, it's all going wrong, and then all of your other psychological stuff gets impacted by that because in your head you've not achieved anything. In fact, it's gone backwards. Not the case. Scale weights are a old-fashioned way of judging things, judging your progress that may, there are better ways of doing it. And yes, if you're if you need to lose a lot of weight for medical reasons or you're quite overweight, then yes, it's a tool in the box that you can use. But if you're not massively overweight and you're looking to get fitter, stronger, healthier, whatever, I encourage you, especially females, to step away from the scales.